Hey, what's up guys? It's Cory here. Welcome to my new video segment called Q&A with Cory. This is going to be basically a question and answer format where you guys can ask questions to me and then I will make a video picking maybe 2, 3, or 4 questions and answering them. Initially I had thought about a Q&A Korea, doing questions about Korea, but I figured that's kind of limiting the spectrum of questions that you guys are able to ask me. So I wanted to broaden that by just saying Q&A with Cory. Ask me anything. Ask me about my thoughts on a TV show, about art, about the city, about life as an English teacher, what my favorite food is, whatever. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be just about Korea. So first I want to answer a question by David Bartlett that says, he asks, does living so far north in the city cause any problems for you? Just outside here you can see this is Banghak. I live in Banghak, and this neighborhood is located in Dobong district, Dobong-gu, and so I am in the northernmost district of Seoul. Now there are some pros and cons that come with living here. The pros are pretty awesome. I'll just start with the pros. I do live within Seoul city limits, so I am technically in Seoul city, so that's totally awesome. Also, just outside here is line 1, the subway line 1. I'll show you guys. So you can see there's the train tracks just outside. The train station is literally across the street from my building. So that's a totally awesome pro for my location. I have an easy access to the rest of Seoul. I can go everywhere. I can go from here to the airport. I can go here to as far south as like Osan or beyond. And the line goes north. It goes out of Seoul and it goes all the way to Soyosan. That's very close to the DMZ, North Korean border. So line 1 is actually the longest line in Seoul, and I want to say Korea. And it's also the oldest. It was established in 1974, and the whole line, if you add up all the length, it's about 200 kilometers. That's about 125 miles. So totally awesome. So easy access to Seoul. And a bonus of living up here is it's not as crowded. More people live in Seoul and other areas. And so up here, this is old Seoul. I think this is one of the older districts. So there's actually a lot of old people. There's not a lot of tall buildings, as you can see. It's pretty flat back there. So I'm very happy with that. Plus, with our location in the north of Seoul, just north of here is all farmland, and so we get a lot of fresh produce for a lot cheaper than you would pay in the city, like in the heart of the city, So that's a really good benefit of living north in northern Seoul. Now, there are some problems, and the 2 major things are time conflicts and the commuting time. Now, time conflicts would be, for example, I get invited all the time to different things like, oh yeah, free language learning session at 6 p.m. or at 5 p.m. Well, the problem with that is I get off work at 4:40, and for me to commute from this location to wherever those free awesome things are happening takes roughly 40 to 45 minutes. Or maybe 30 minutes, but it just depends on where it is. And so by the time I get there, it already started or it's almost finished. So that there have been a few things where I had to just basically wish I could have gone, but I couldn't have, because by the time I got home and then I changed clothes and hopped on the train and got there, whatever it was almost over. So that's just a small thing. There's other things that start later, and I am able to go to those and and have a really good time. Let's see, but I think the biggest problem living here in the northern part of the city is the transportation. So while I do have access to the train station right here, the time schedule is kind of awful. Like for example, I live about 14 miles away from Hongdae, and I love going to Hongdae, but most of my friends go there around 9 p.m. and then we have a night. But if I wanted to come home, the last train leaving from Hongdae to come to here is at 11:26 p.m. That's right, the subways close roughly around midnight, and excuse me, just burping. Um, the lines close early, and so I would have to leave early if I wanted to catch the subway and come back here. The other few options I have are taking the city bus. The last city bus from Hongdae to this area is at 12 o'clock, or 12, a little after 12. And the unfortunate thing is the bus takes 2 hours from Hongdae to come here. I would get home at 2:30 in the morning. That's terrible, that sucks, that's a crappy bus ride. Third option, taxi. Now taxis, it's hit or miss, but it is a little bit pricey for traveling within Seoul, which I understand, but it's only 14 miles. I've been charged 40,000 won by one taxi driver. He was trying to rip me off, and that's like almost $40. And then I had another cool taxi driver. He only charged about 20,000, and maybe just a little bit under. So that's like 18 bucks. So I'd rather do that than pay the 40. And you never know. Taxi drivers, they sometimes set their own price, and then they just let the meter run, or they turn it on and then they turn it off. And I don't know how the zoning works and all that stuff. But anyways, commuting is the biggest problem I have here, and how early the transportation closes to come to this area. Now there is an awesome thing, actually starting September 12th, which is in 2 days, 2 days from now, they are going to open the night bus. The night bus is a limited thing. There's only, I think, 7 lines that are going to be crisscrossing throughout Seoul, and they're going to have major pickup points and stopping points, and that's going to run from midnight until 5 a.m. and it's going to be a little bit more expensive than a regular bus ride. A regular bus ride is about 1,000 won. It's like less than $1. But these special buses are going to be about 1,800 won, so you're looking at like $1.70 or something, $1.65, and that one would take people out to different areas. So many people wanted something like this. They actually wanted the subways open later, but I think they figured the operating costs would be a little high, so maybe they went with the buses, and just a few buses running a specific line, only 7 routes throughout the city. So we're gonna have to, or I'm gonna have to try that out and see how it is one night when I go to Hongdae with my friends, and see how efficient that is and how happy I am. My one concern is that it's going to be very crowded. There's going to be a lot of drunk people trying to catch that late bus between 12 and 5 a.m. And yeah, so I guess that kind of covers the problems that I've had living this far north in the city. Other than that, I can shoot straight in. I'm totally fine. I can access pretty much the entire city from this line, and yeah, that's it. I wanted to just answer that question for you, David. So thanks for asking. This is the only question I'm going to answer for this very first one for Q&A with Cory. So please, please, please ask me questions, okay? Ask me all kinds of stuff, and I'll be very happy to answer them for you in this kind of a format, video format. All right, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.